Say good morning. I hope you guys can hear me out this time. Just trying to eliminate some background noise. Hope that you guys can see it. But I am just want to say happy Monday. All of you guys are most people are off work. Banks are closed, I'm sure. So just happy, take a day off, take a breather day. But I wanted to interrupt your day. No. I just wanted to come on and just I'm outside enjoying the weather and I wanted to do this outside today. So I just wanted to say happy Monday. This is episode 32. Can you believe it? Mondays with Coach Price. I am your host, Coach Price, your professional certified life and health coach and trained mental counselor. And today's episode is something that has been on my heart because I've been getting a lot of phone calls about family members wanting to, trying to figure out how to support their loved ones. So I thought this would be a great topic, you know, where we'll discuss. This is a crucial topic because it affects millions of people across the United States. And just to be in that field, not only in that field, but also personally dealing with it sometimes. Where you know it's very challenging when your family member needs support when they're struggling with mental health because we often wonder how can we help, and sometimes we get into this mode, like this heroic mode. I have to do something. Well, today's show, I want to make sure that you understand that you are not alone. It is very overwhelming and can be overwhelming to the person who's experiencing this, all of the distress in their life, struggling. They just as clueless as you are sometimes. So I just want you to know that you're not alone in this, and that we need to talk about it because it's happening so many times, and people just don't know what to do or how to handle it, and it can be very devastating sometimes. And we don't want it to get to a level where it's super devastating, where people just don't know what to do, right? And so I want you to know you're not. And as we go through this episode, I want you to think about some questions that may come to mind. And if it resonates with you, please put in the comments, like, put in the comment if it resonates with you, or if you find this episode super, super valuable. I want you to be able to share it with other people, share it with your family members, let them know that, this is something we need to have a table discussion about and not a stigma around. And I'm going to talk about that as well. But I also share, subscribe. Um, if you find this channel helpful, share with other people and let them know that this is just information that I like to give out to help other people, and I like to do it in a very open and honest discussion. So I want you to think about some questions that may pose in your mind, like, do you know the signs of a when your family members are experiencing mental health breakdown? Are you struggling to communicate with them when they are in mental distress? Do you feel burnt out when you're trying to manage your loved ones mentally? And is the stigma of mental health stopping you from your family members coming together and seeking help as a community? These are the things I want you to think of because as I do this discussion, because did you notice that? Do you no, you know, you're not a mental health professional, and that's okay. That's why they have them out here. You don't have to know you don't have to know, you don't have to be a therapist and to really, really, but in this episode, I'm going to cover some eye-opening 2024 statistics about mental health in the US. I pulled up from Mental Health America because I wanted some recent. I didn't want 2023. I wanted 2024 statistics because we are in 2024. So I want to highlight some that are a huge issue in the Mental Health of America. There are it is stated that there are 23% of U.S. adults experiencing mental illness within the past year. That's 60 million people, nearly 60 million. And what's even more alarming, 12.8 million adults reported having serious suicide, thoughts of suicide. And that's the highest rate since 2022. And it's not just the adults, guys. It's one out of five uh, youth ages 12 through 17 are experiencing major depressive episodes within the last year. Half of them have not even received treatment. Mental health issues, you guys, in families are real. And these numbers are showing that we're just not doing it. We have to step up our game when it comes to our family members getting the help they need. And the reaction that we give when they are in distress, we want to pull back. It's almost like dealing with grief. Your family members dealing with grief. You stuck. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to react. We have to get to the place where we don't make it about us, but we really truly make it about what's really happening to them, and not. Sometimes we just don't want to deal with issues sometimes because we don't know what to do. We stuck. It's okay not to know what to do. You did not trust me. It's okay not to know what to do, but there are people who are experienced out here that really truly know how to help you. But we have to huddle. We have to start huddling around our family members and not dismissing what they're saying. We have to take time out to listen. And I did some research on some pain points where when I looked at the stats, like what are the pain points? It made me think about what are the pain points? What's going on? What's really happening other than what I see in my own context of my family? I want to know what's really happening. Is it happening to everybody? Is this something that's really a challenge for everyone, not just me? You want to know. And so pain point number one is as a family, we have to recognize that distress is going to happen to it can happen to anybody. All of us we could walk around with a smile on our face and crying literally inside. I have been there where I have been crying inside because I didn't want to go to my family members because of fear of judgment, the fear of I'm going to be looked at as something that's broken. Let me tell you something. Stress is real, depression is real, mental illness is real. And I'm gonna tell you something, your mental health is very real. And it don't have to be, like you die. It don't have to be like it could be just I'm I'm dealing with anxiety. It could be just I'm stuck. It could be anything, but I'm gonna tell you something. It's real because the brain functions like a computer. When that brain cannot take it anymore, it will shut down. But it always gives you signs and symptoms before it shuts down. And so anybody, we are one huge stressor away from dealing with a mental distress. And so we have to come together, especially with the times of uncertainty. We have to come together where we're able to admit to our family members that I am struggling. Now, here's a tip that I will tell you this. When you when you have to know your family members enough to say, okay, they're not themselves today. Let me go check in on. You may be on the phone and you may hear something that's different about your family, about a member of your family, and you're like, something is off. It's best to go check because you don't know what's really happening because they're not going to say because sometimes they don't know quite how to verbalize. So we have to get to the place where we're like, okay, something is. Then once we get to that place where we realize that and go check on them, we are. It's not our job to step in and heal them. That's not our job. It's our job to encourage them. That number one, that you are with them. Number two is is that you encourage them to go see counselor, therapist, life coach, someone, talk to someone, encourage that. Because I'm gonna tell you something. They are the ones that's trained to help. You don't have to do the work. You just have to walk them through the care that they. That is the greatest thing. And love on them, walk them through the care they need, and be by their side. You don't even have to say anything. Just for them to know that you are with them and they not and you're not treating them as broken glass is the best thing you could do to help them out because they're not broken. Sometimes just the brain functions different than yours at that moment. And so we have to take out the time to recognize signs when our family members are not themselves and not think about, well, they just being spoiled. No, life is happening, life is lifing, and it is a struggle out here. We need to come together more often because we are constantly not paying attention because we're so consumed with our own personal stuff that we're not taking the time out to think about people. If you ever notice when you are helping other people, it really how much it's helping you as well. It's a beautiful thing. And then pain point number two is the stigma. Oh my, the stigma around mental health is still real. I'll be glad when people just say, "Look, it seemed like it's getting better, but it seemed also like it's getting worse because people are really not coming together." And I'm I'm hearing more and more suicides happening. People are stressed. People are in distress, stressing, or really dealing with true mental health issues, but no one is paying attention. They don't, most of the time they feel embarrassed. Even our family members feel embarrassed about talking. It's like this well kept secret. Like, oh, we can't tell nobody this person is going through. Do you know it prevents them from seeking help? It's perpetuating the problem. And silence really make things worse. I'm telling you, anything hidden, remember this, anything hidden cannot be hidden. So we really have to be careful and take out the time to we can remove the stigma one person at a time by saying, you know what? Don't be embarrassed to talk about this. We all go through, we all one situation scenario. But we have to rely on, you know, we have to rely on God, number one, but also we have each other relationally to help us get through these things. And we have to help our family members walk through the care that they need to get the help they need. You can't do this alone. You cannot try to do this alone. And taking your family members, trying to remove them from the situation by pushing happiness in their face when you don't understand that they're depressed. If they're in a mode of deep depression, their brain needs something to help them get back into the place they need. And trying to push happiness plate in their face is not the answer. It's really, let's get you some help. Let's take out the time to get you the care you need and let's walk through. You're gonna get pushed back. I'm gonna be honest with you, and that will wear you out. But you want to be tenacious at it. At the end of the day, they may not like it, but at the end of the day, you are helping them, and one day they're gonna realize, oh, I really need that. I really needed that help. But it's really hard because they don't understand what's happening. And when you don't understand something, it will make you pain. So we have to be patient with our love. Another pain point is access to mental health care. It's getting it seems like it's getting better where as far as like more help with life coaches to help with the you know with companies are opening up to different places where people can go and get some help with a life coach when it's not as serious but they still need someone to talk to. I love the fact that they have that now, and that's helped with the bottleneck of mental health field being so bombarded with so many cases. It is helping in that way. But one of the things that is a struggle as well is the fact that the pulse is keeping people from going to get mental health the way they need to, the cost is extremely expensive. But they do have some people out here that can help you in that area. So you want to make sure that you're able to uh, reach out to see what kind of help you can get financially in that area. And so, but that's one of the things is to have still mental health care can, you know, divert people from going. Uh, and then pain point number four is the emotional burnout. The people who are caring for their family. Just be patient. This is a crisis. Sometimes they need help through the crisis. It is serious. It is serious. Do you know some people who lose their jobs want to commit suicide because they feel like there's no way? And it may seem minute to the person who have a job, but that's not. That's a serious thing because your livelihood is at stake. One of uh, the main sources of how you live is at stake. So you want to make sure that you really don't take it. When your family members say, "Been thinking about suicide," please don't take that lightly. That is a very serious statement. Even if they don't want to, they have a crisis hotline, 988 suicide. They have a crisis hotline. You could just call them and ask, "What do I do? My family member said this, and I'm concerned." Your concerns need to go to professionals, not Googling, trying to be a mental health care professional. No. And that's what I'm taking. That's why I want to go to the next part. Actionable steps that you could take so that you can help your loved ones go through what they need, what they're going through. And so, solutions. I want to give you some solutions to take into play when you find yourself faced with a loved one that, if you call them, they're not themselves, or they talk about, "I'm really not feeling myself today." Have that conversation. Not have Be in a posture of curiosity and not in a posture of a hero, because that's not your job. You have one job, and that is to support them in their walk, in their journey. Your job is not to fix it. That's not your job. I think when you get out of that mode of like I have to fix it, it helps. It helps you be alongside. Anybody can support. We can support each other just the way you want to be, because when you walk in alignment with the support and remove the "I have to fix it," you don't have the pressure. So you don't mind doing it because you don't have pressure. But I would say educate yourself when you are walking them through, but learn the signs and symptoms of mental health condition that they have with the mental health profession. You really learn from a mental health professional on how to cope and deal with what they're dealing with. And they do have like they do have stuff that information out here that you can learn about whatever the symptoms or the signs or whatever they're dealing with. Your family member may be dealing with. Like it could be just if it's anxiety, learn anxiety and how it plays out in their life because it may show up different and you may miss it. Learn about how depression shows up in your family member's life so you can know how to deal with it when it comes. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I promise you, when you really tap into the professionals that can help and support them along the way, it really helps ease it help ease it helps ease their level of safety when they go for care, and it also helps you to learn how to support them in that situation. Create an open space for communication. We get around family members and act like this elephant in the room nobody want to talk about. But we want to, unfortunately, we have to respect our family members when they don't want to talk about it. But at the same time, we can encourage them. Hey, we here, we here for real. Because sometimes, it bothers me when family members say, "Oh, they just crazy." Don't that language alone let you know how you perpetuate the stigma that's out here. And that has to stop. We have to. I know it's hard to see our loved ones struggling. If they're acting like if they're reacting to something in a way that they never usually act, in that in an unusual way. That's take a pause and say, wait a minute, what's happening? This person don't normally act. Everybody want to be cared for in that way, and everybody want grace in that area. When you are not yourself, everybody needs some grace. Because sometimes we are. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been in situations where I've not myself, man. But I do go seek it. I do go to a healthcare professional because, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel comfortable talking to certain people in my family about if I'm struggling because I don't I know how their language is around mental health, and so I go to my therapist because they can help me, and I don't want to put that burden on my family. But at the same time, I don't want to be your conversation at the table talking about me in an unhealthy way either. That's another thing that people struggle with. Am I going to be your table conversation that's bleeding through your gossip or something that you're dealing with where you're not taking care, you care less about me. All I am is your conversation to have. And that's not, I don't want to be that. And I think if I could, I'm sure other people feel the same way where they don't want to be a table conversation. They want we really more than likely are needing that support to walk through the care that we need. It's nothing more beautiful than to have someone to talk to that really cares about what you're dealing with and not judging and putting you in a seat of judgment because we are not to judge. Judgment, I recently found out through my level of I've been in a place where I've judged a situation before where when but I realized that's God showed me that's not your place. Your place is not to judge because when you judge, you actually touching and agreeing with the devil, which is the accuser of brethren. And so I was what that woke me up and said, no, you don't want to judge certain situations I judge, certain situations I wouldn't, but this time I'm like, no, take a step back because I'm not the judge. God didn't show me that to judge, He showed me that to pray. And so we have to really be careful how we step into someone's zone when they are. We're going to make sure that we in a non-judgmental stance because we are not to judge. Like I said, we want situation from distress ourselves, so we have to be careful and seek professional help early if you can. That means that encourage them to go see somebody. Encourage them to that going to see a therapist. I'm gonna be honest with you, going to see a therapist is the most beautiful thing when you find a good one. And because you have someone to talk to that's not gonna give a crap about where it goes, they're not gonna talk about it's confidential. You can word dump, you can dump on them and walk away and you feel like, okay, somebody heard me with that well, you're not a table conversation with your family. But we have to really stop that uh being judgmental so we can be a support to our family. That's why God put us on earth together to be relatable, to have relationships and be able to support one another. That's why communities are so important. That's why they're so powerful when it comes to growth because they are there. They saying I'm walking with you in this journey and I got you and you're not alone. That's why it's so important to have community and community starts at home. Where we like, okay, I got you. I'm here. If somebody know you're there, it is the most beautiful thing and the most beautiful feeling. So don't underestimate that. And build a crisis plan around situations like figure out how can we work through this when you do this. Let's make a plan that I will be there to walk you through when you feel safe and secure with the person that's going to walk you through. You don't mind them helping you. And so but if you got a plan around, I know you're going to have my best interest, that is the best thing in the world. So we want to make sure that we you know uh create a plan around, like, when you're distressed like this, call me and let me know, and let's have a discussion. Some type of plan around that so that what they're dealing with won't escalate to the worst. But having someone to talk to is so important because when you're in distress, you feel so alone. But at the same time, you don't want to be with anybody because you don't want to judge. And it perpetuates isolation. So now we want to make sure that we step into what we need to step into so we won't have to work. So let's really work together as a community and make sure that we take care of ourselves. And taking care of ourselves is important too. If you are a caregiver or if you are helping someone in distress, just when you walk through, learn all you can. Just so you can know how to step into it and how to support them. And that's helping taking care of yourself because you're not taking a load on yourself. You actually just walking them through the process. That's the best thing you can do is help walk them through the process. Any type of situation, whether it's whether it's stress, anxiety, or schizophrenia, um, any of those things. Just walk them through, help them to know that you're there, help them to understand that they're not broken, help them to understand that you love them. That's the best thing that you can do when you are dealing with any helping them, anytime you support us in your family. So talked about a lot, but I just want to recap and just say no to sick, no to signs, and you get that through a mental health care professional, or you can get it online through the Mental Health of America. They have tools and guidelines on to, but do not diagnose. This is not something that you use. Go Google and say, "Oh, they acting like this. Oh, they must have this." No, it's there. Been they the doctor said what was wrong. The mental health professional said what was wrong, and all you doing is researching what was. It's like when you get your medicine, right? And you have all of these signs, symptoms, and all of this on the paper that they give you when you leave the pharmacies. You want to do the same thing. I was diagnosed with anxiety, so look up anxiety and find out how do I support my loved one when they're struggling with this anxiety? What's causing it? How do I calm them down? And things like, you want to know that. You want to get that from a mental health professional, or certain websites will teach you how to do that. But do not go and try to diagnose them. No, you're not perfect. You don't have that type of training, and it's okay. And again, communication is huge. Safety is huge. Trust is huge in this situation. Can they trust you to make sure they safe? And that's another one. And stop hiding them like they're broken or something is like like it's a plague. Stop. Step into this and say, let's talk about this as a family. How can we come together as family? Pick the people in your family that you know that love them enough that's gonna. That's what you do. It's gonna help them walk through and not try to fix them or try to make them or minimize what they're dealing with. No, you don't want to do that either. So let's stop the stigma, one family at a time. In fact, talking about these situations and not having to be the elephant in the room. So I just wanted to come on and talk to you about that today because I felt this burning in my heart to do so because I see it too much where people are not wanting to talk about what's happening to them, fear of rejection, uh, fear of not knowing what to do, those type of things. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not want that to happen. I don't want it to continue to happen. And I hope that this particular discussion have people thinking about mental health in a different way and to support, to support your family members. Like I said, if you feel that this was very helpful, please share the video And I am going to say happy Monday. Let's take care of each other. Let's love on each other and let's support each other in whatever we're dealing with because we are in times of uncertainty where we need to come together and support each other. You see a lot of the things are happening when it comes to like natural disasters and people are coming together, helping one another. We want to keep that, mindset because we never know when we may be in a situation where we need to be together and support each other because we don't know what's going to happen day to day sometimes. And so I just want to say happy Monday. I am signing off. I just wanted to come on really quick and just let you guys know that I'm thinking of you. I have a blog that I started posting on every week. So it's just information that I felt that I feel on my heart that's helpful that I like to share. I don't know if people still use it blogs or not, but I hope. But it's just information I want to make sure that I have on my website where you can gain access and I'm constantly building on it so it can have more and more content on it. So please visit my website at complete the letter N cam.com so you can see my blog posts. And I also want to let you guys know that I do have my life life coach and mentorship program started and on the go. If you are a new life coach and you really want to expand or you fearful of which way to go, reach out to me. Do a 15-minute consult to find out more about it. If you want to help in that area and don't know where to start, reach out to me. I will walk you through the process. I promise you. So I just want to throw that out there. Happy Monday. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your day off. Relax. Enjoy this beautiful sunny day in San Antonio. If you're in San Antonio, it is beautiful out here right now. It's going to get hot, but it's beautiful. And I'm going to enjoy this beautiful day. Today, I have a few appointments later, but that's okay. I'm just going to enjoy my day. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm thinking of you. I'm always thinking of you. And just that I love you. And I want you to just continue to I hope that my show continue to help you. And if you have any topics that you want to know about, DM me and let me know. I would definitely talk about it if I know it, and if I don't, I'll bring someone on. I'm really starting to try to. I'm gonna really start bringing people on my show because I think it'd be better to see as well. So I'm working on that, working on some new things. So I will talk to you later. Have a great Monday.